know what you have heard. I believe somebody is going to transcript that, bring out something that people will read for many years to come. May we be seated? Mama Rose and your children, we mourn and celebrate a giant of a man. We salute you, and you can take it from us. You are not alone. If we can just hold on and hear the word, it's part of the kingdom protocol. I had an encounter about Kayo when I was a student in Pan-Africa Christian, Pentecostal Bible College in Yangori, 1971. A lady by the name Margaret Cantwell came back from Kisumu, and she was weeping when she was teaching us. I wish every one of you young men here could be like a young man I saw from Kisii by the name Kayo. And I remember writing down the name Kayo, so I started looking for him. And I attended his conventions. He came home. He found me. Truly I was sick because I'd gone through South Nyanza and I picked up this notorious malaria. And he told my mom, Mama, nipatie kijana, nimpeleke aende kuhubiri. Mama released me after they took porridge, they were with the Bishop Masinde, if you can remember. And I've never gone back home. Kayo brings to us in Kenya an end of an era. I'll tell you why. T.L. Osborne is gone. Billy Graham is gone. Ezekiel Gut is gone. Silas Ogut is gone, or Owit is gone. And all those big names, that generation, that's a unique generation. And I don't know, Bishop Masinde, whether you are aware, I stayed in the same room with Nicholas Bengu. Ben laid hands on me, and he prayed, young man, you're going to be great in your generation. Yes. Yeah.
I'd like to have your body, but not your head.
So he told you that? It's the same thing he told me. And then Nicholas Bengu, when he came to Kenya first, there's a lot of boys who are named Nicholas Bengu because he preached at Itibu Mission. Morefe and the others. I want to keep in touch with you, sir. My wife is here. Please stand up. My dear wife, you're here. Wave your hand at the people. My son Daniel, wave your hand at me. And Daniel, you remember Apostle Kayo wanted you to be with him. He kept inquiring, where is that handsome young man? How can he come and preach for me? I want to preach briefly, but I'll give my tribute. And I say this, Wilfred Masenga, are you there? Bishop, stand up. you had a key role in receiving Joe Kayo when you used to come to kiss him. God bless you. Umuraka mambareo. Enduese liararide. Onyanja. Enduese liararide. Bororombo abanyene iamate Gichana. Onyanja, I'm saying this for you to know. Among the Ababusi people, we had Arel Onentia who used to run 100 meters. We had Nyandika Mayoro who ran in 1954. We had Charles Assad who was the first one to bring home the 4 by 400 meters relay. He beat the black Americans. Yes, Midoko was in the team, Omwansa was in the team, and then Sang was in the team. But the Ababusi gave Joe Kayo to the world. The Ababusi gave Joe Kayo to the world. Kayo was a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather. I am mourning Kayo. He was a leader of leaders, a teacher of the word, a man who walked in faith. He lived faith. He was a voice to his generation. Joe Kayo has authored over 30 books, a theologian in his own right, a mentor and a discipler. I stand today, I handle this microphone the way he taught me. Joe Kayo told me, never take ice cream as long as you preach. A voice is known, a preacher is known by his voice. And make sure you are well dressed. Speak your words clearly. Don't speak like Omugusi. Joe Kayo taught healing, introduced the ministry of deliverance, casting out devils. A statesman, a legend, Joe Kayo pioneered work. He was an apostle. He was sent as a man of God. He was packaged with the word for the generation. He conquered new territories. He founded not Deliverance Church alone, but in many churches. Is the one behind Pentecostalism, evangelical legacy in this country. He was an independent African preacher who believed in raising local resources. He was the first man to go to Cooper Motor Corporation and order a new vehicle, VW KPH 927 Valiant, a new one. He was the first man to stand up and remove. He was given money by a white preacher, and he told that preacher in the news channel, you need this money more than me. God bless you. And that was the last time they saw him. When they met him in a new car. Kayo taught us stewardship. And I remember raising money for him in the convention at the Shimolatewa. I raised 89,000. That money put us into a lot of trouble. But we learned stewardship. Kayo knew how to dress. He used to wear arrow shirts from America. He had a belt, reversible. He wore Clark's shoes from England. Kayo knew how to match his clothing. He was a clear teacher in teaching sound biblical words. He was bold and courageous. And I can stand here and testify, he was not a tribalist. By the way, when the Deliverance Church was on, he never even had a Mukisi in his leadership. But you will find a Mukamba, you will find a Luo, you will find the Kikuyus, name them. Kayo has left a legacy for us. A legacy which will be generational. He started conventions every April, every August, and every December. People came from southern Tanzania, sisters like Niku. We had people from western Uganda, Kigezi. People like Gichana, who were killed under the Idi Amin regime. Jokai shook this country to the very foundation. I had an opportunity to be involved in these seminars, Kisumu, Mombasa, Nairobi. And I remember he used to invite me from the airport. I would be picked on a special car. He surprised me in Mombasa. He gave me 90,000 and he told me, take this money to that Taita girl, she'll give you food. I want to say this. Jokai introduced me to books. That man was a reader. He had a brain. Do you know that he had 29 volumes of Charles Haddon Spurgeon? Kayo took me to Keswick, introduced me to people like David Wilkerson, Reverend Ravenhill, Bill Graham, introduced me to reading. And today I can proudly say, one of the books he gave me, and he left me in his house, when he came back in the evening, he found I'd gone through it. Smith Wigglesworth, the Apostle of Faith. Then he looked at me and said, young man, you now have a future. And then he confide what he will tell me. He will tell me, Gichana, timbwa timonto naende, ne togeri unaye. I don't have a young man that I can be proud of like you. I used to come, celebrate with him on events. If he was doing 50 years, I would bring him 50,000. If he was having 60 years, I collected money and I brought the money to Jokai. May I take this time before I bring the short word of God? Obey him, stand up. Kakai, stand up. Yawere, stand up. May I call you young men? You have worked for that man of God. You have assisted him to cross the streets when energy had failed him. You have supported him in the darkest moment of his life. And whatever blessing that man had, may it catch up with you. May it catch up with you.